Hi, Facebook. Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody here on Zoom, too. Ashley, did you hit record?
We are recording.
Okay, awesome. All systems go. Okay. So welcome, guys, to the Attract, Nourish, and Convert Challenge. We're super excited to dive into week one. My name is Abigail. We probably all met at, if we didn't know each other already, we met 2 weeks ago at the webinar. And this is Ashley, who will be my co-host this week. So before we get started, guys, whether you're tuning in on Zoom or you're joining us live on Facebook, please type into the comments who you are, where you're tuning in from, and what kind of health professional you are. So we have a lot of different health professionals joining us here at That Clean Life. We have registered dietitians, naturopaths, health coaches, holistic nutritionists, functional medicine doctors. So we always like to know what kind of background you guys are coming from. So type that into the chat. And guys, also in the chat box, you'll see on Zoom, all panelists and all attendees, please change that to both so that everybody can see each other's messages and you guys can say hi to each other and answer your questions and talk. Otherwise, it just goes to all panelists. So make sure that you change that setting. So guys, while you guys are all introducing yourself, let me remind you what the Attract, Nourish, and Convert Challenge is all about. So guys, by the end of this challenge, you will have created an epic lead magnet that attracts your ideal clients, a free challenges that nourishes those leads, and an irresistible offer that converts them into paying participants of your group nutrition program. So yes, we have a lot to accomplish over the next few weeks, but the really awesome part about this challenge is you have access to us. You have access to our team of experts here at That Clean Life to walk you through everything step by step. So I hope you guys are excited because you're about to embark on a journey where you can make serious progress with your nutrition business. So we all know challenge officially begins today, Tuesday, September 29th, and we'll wrap it all up with a celebration of your success on Wednesday, October 21st. So every week there's going to be a live class. The live classes will always happen on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern time, same place for the next 3 weeks, guys. So put those in your calendar. This is week number 1 again, and this week we'll be covering the Attract process. Week number 2 is next week, Tuesday, October 6th, and we'll be covering Nourish. And then the last week is week 3, October 13th, where we will cover the Convert piece. So like I said, the link, the Zoom webinar link, we've made it the same every week. So make sure to mark your calendars so you have that link in there. Before each live class, we will send you a reminder email with the class link and the class resources to download. So how many of you guys, let us know in the chat box, how many of you guys got the worksheets in front of you? How many of you got the slide deck? Okay, I see a lot of you. Awesome, yay, that makes me so happy. How many of you guys are taking notes today? Let us know. That's how I always love following these webinars, is to have the slides with the little lines beside it where I can take notes. So we sent you that so you can take advantage of that. And then after each class, guys, you'll receive a recording. So if you're here live, you can rewatch it, or if you can't join us live, you can catch up. So we'll always include a summary of your homework with instructions on how to submit your homework. And please take note, this homework does have a firm due date. So yes, there is weekly homework and your homework has a due date. No exceptions and no extensions for this homework. We will not respond to requests for extensions, so don't ask. And we're not going to respond to explanations for why your homework is late. So don't send us that. Don't send us excuses, please. We want you to show up very serious to take action, and we don't want to hear about anything else. And we will not respond. We will not provide feedback on homework that is incomplete because we have a lot of you signed up for this. So we're going to be focusing on the people who show up, who complete the homework, and who are putting in the effort and following the instructions. I don't say this to be a hard ass, guys. I hope you don't think I'm mean. I say this because we have a lot of people participating and we want to put our effort into those who are serious and who are going to put in the work. So please don't mess around here. We're not messing around either. We're ready to help you if you're ready to put in the work. So any health professional can follow along with this challenge. This is a free challenge. But you'll notice that the homework does require That Clean Life membership to complete. So if you want to complete the homework and get the feedback from us, then you will need a That Clean Life membership. So how many of you guys are already members of That Clean Life? Let us know in the comments. If you're a member, say member. If you're not, say not yet. If you're not a member, no worries. You don't need to join if you're not ready. If you are ready and you do want the feedback, you can sign up at thatcleanlife.com/pricing. Okay, lots of members here. Awesome. If you commit to this challenge and if you put in the work, we promise you that this will be a truly transformational experience for you and your nutrition business. And guys, we're here, we're showing up for you every step of the way. So that is how it works. Those are the rules. Now we just need one thing from you guys, and that's your commitment. So everybody open up that chat box and tell us, do you commit to this challenge wholeheartedly? Do you commit to showing up every week and putting in the work? If so, please give us a yes in the chat box so we can get started with week number 1. Amazing. Okay, I love this. This is so awesome. Okay, keep that coming, guys. We want to see all those yeses rolling through the chat box. So again, let me remind you of the overall goal of this challenge. It's to put a process in place that will attract your ideal clients, nourish them, and convert them into paying participants of your group nutrition program. And at the end of this challenge, you're going to have a lead magnet that attracts your ideal clients. You're going to have a free challenge that will nourish your leads, and you will have a plan to convert your challenge participants into paying clients of your group nutrition program with a limited time irresistible offer. Now, we know that this is a big goal, so every week we're going to break it down for you into micro goals that will help you achieve this one big goal. So we're going to take it one step at a time, so don't feel overwhelmed, and we'll guide you through everything each week, and it's going to be really awesome. So I always find it helpful to visualize the timeline and the overall process. So we've outlined the timeline here for you so you can visualize how each week is going to look. So you guys know we're in week 1, which is attract. This week you're going to be creating and launching your lead magnet, and you will also start promoting your lead magnet so you can start building your list. Next week is week 2, which is Nourish week. Then you're going to be continuing your lead magnet promotion, and we'll be moving on to creating your free challenge. Week 3 is Convert week, where we'll promote your free challenge, finalize your irresistible offer, and create your group program marketing plan. And then by the end of week 3, you will have everything you need from us to fly. So from here, you will run your free program in week 4 and present your irresistible offer at the end. Then in week 5, you're going to start promoting your paid program, and in week 6, your group program will begin. So all in all, this is a 6-week process, and guys, we've laid it all out for you. And this is our suggested timeline of how you can roll things out. Take it or leave it, but whatever you do, do not get overwhelmed with this process, because remember, we're going to be breaking it down every week. So with all of that being said, hopefully we all have clarity on how it works. If you have any questions, drop those into the chat box. We're happy to answer those. I'm going to turn it over to Ashley now to officially kick off week number 1 of our Attract, Nourish, and Convert Challenge.
All right, let's do this. So guys, welcome to week 1. Let's talk about our goals for this week. So your first goal is to get clear on the details of your group nutrition program, because in order to get where you want to go, you're going to need a clear picture of where that is that you're going. And then the second goal is to create and launch a lead magnet that will attract your ideal client, because this week is all about attracting your ideal clients. I already saw a question in the chat about whether you need clients to do this challenge. Week 1 is about attracting them. So even if you're starting from scratch, we got you. So the first step to getting new clients is attracting them, and we are going to work on that. And we're going to break this down into 2 parts this week. So part 1 is going to be all about getting clear on the details of your group nutrition program. And then part 2 is about attracting your ideal client with a lead magnet. Okay, so starting with part 1, get clear on the details of your group nutrition program. We want this part to give you complete clarity, because like we said, to get where you want to go, you actually need to know where it is that you're going, right? And in order to get clarity, you need to get clear on the details of your group program, and we're going to walk you through a series of questions designed to help you get super, super clear on that. So we've outlined these questions for you guys in your worksheets, and answering them is going to be a part of your homework assignment. So if you have that open, now is a good time to get your eyes on that. Are you guys ready to work through the questions and get clarity on the details of your nutrition program? Are you pumped about this? This is actually one of my favorite parts of the process. If you are excited, give us a yes in the chat so we know you are good to continue. Okay, perfect. Seeing a lot of yeses. Beautiful. So let's do this. Worksheets out. Step 1 is to define your ideal client. In order to create an amazing group nutrition program, you need to be able to clearly define who your ideal client is. Who is going to be participating in this program? Do not try to create a program that will appeal to everyone. Get really specific here. So start by stating your niche market. Some of you guys might be in weight loss, maybe menopause, bone health, hormone health, whatever it is. We start there. And then describe your ideal client within this niche. So consider their pain points, why they're struggling, their personality, what they care about, how old they are, their gender, their life experiences up to this point. How many of you guys have already defined your ideal client, maybe before you even got here today? If you have, feel free to put a description in the chat right now. It's always fun to see how different professionals are showing up and serving their clients and who they're serving. So let us know. And if you haven't, maybe just give us an example of how this could look or what you're thinking. So let's say that you help menopausal women. We would argue that this is not specific enough. What type of menopausal women do you help? Maybe you focus on helping menopausal women who are looking to lose weight specifically. There's all different kinds of problems that this person might have. You need to hone in on one of them. Looking in the chat, I'm seeing some kind of general, people who are in their 30s with gut issues, and some really specific people who are trying to prepare their bodies for healthy babies. Beautiful. So the more specific, the better, guys. Okay, let's move on to step 2. Step 2 is to define the problem that your group nutrition program is going to solve for your ideal client. So you need to be focusing on one big problem for your ideal client. So for example, if your clients are, let's stick with that example, women who are going through menopause and they are feeling down because of recent weight gain, then the problem that your group nutrition program will solve for menopausal women is to help them lose weight and feel awesome again. So before we move on to step 3, let's make sure that we're all on the same page, and tell us in the chat, what is the problem that your group nutrition program is going to solve for your ideal client? Now that we've kind of talked about who the ideal client is, what is the actual problem? Insomnia. Okay, that is a great problem. That is super, super specific. Okay, feel free to drop those in the chat, guys. I'm going to move on to step 3, which is deciding on the length of your group nutrition program. So now that you're clear on the problem your program will solve for your ideal client, you can decide how long your program needs to be in order to solve that problem. This is really important. It's not always going to be a 6-week program or whatever. It's unique to your program, your clients, the problem you are solving. So in other words, the length of the program is going to depend on how long it takes for them to achieve that transformation that you're promising them. And if you aren't sure, map out the transformation you hope your ideal client will be able to achieve with your program week by week. So how many weeks is it going to take to get there? Most group nutrition programs are anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks long for groups. Now, not that a longer program can't be done, but from our experience, any program longer than 6 weeks in a group format makes it difficult to keep everyone together and engaged. So if you're thinking about a program longer than 6 weeks, we would recommend saving that for a one-on-one, more like high-end offering rather than a group program. So again, I'm already seeing so many amazing responses in the chat, but if you haven't dropped it in yet, let us know how long is your group program going to be. I'm seeing everything from 21 days, 4 weeks, 6 weeks. Amazing. Okay, perfect. So we're clear there. Now on to step number 4. So for step number 4, outline what your group nutrition program is going to include. This is very important. In other words, what are your clients going to get when they sign up for the program? Do they get weekly meal plans? Do they get recipe books? Do they get coaching calls? Are they getting check-ins, access to a private Facebook group maybe? Don't fall into the trap by thinking that you need to include every single thing that I just mentioned and everything else that you've ever heard of in order for your program to be super valuable. Instead, just focus on including the key things that your clients are actually going to need to achieve their goals. Remember, you don't want to overwhelm yourself. You don't want to overwhelm them either. So, for example, if your group nutrition program helps menopausal women reach their weight loss goals, it would be great to include some kind of initial goal setting session where you can coach participants on how to set realistic and achievable weight loss goals. Kind of like what we're doing here today, right? You're our group, and your group, you could host a webinar or a live coaching call with a similar format where they have their worksheets out and they're setting their own goals. And then you might want to include weekly group coaching calls and check-ins to measure progress, offer community support and accountability. You could give them weekly meal plans to support weight loss, and maybe access to a private Facebook group where all of this is happening for that support, accountability, and community. So I'm going to turn it back over to Abigail as we move on to step 5. But before we do that, everyone, let us know in the chat some things that you are considering including with your group nutrition program.
All right, on to step 5. Can you hear me okay, Ashley?
Yeah, you sound great.
Okay. Step number 5 is to give your group nutrition program a title that will grab the interest of your ideal client. This step is super important. So what you title your program really actually matters. So the title of your program needs to speak to who the program is for and the problem it will help them solve. So a super simple formula for coming up with the title of your program, if you're kind of struggling with this, is the blank for blank. So in the first blank is your program, and the second blank is who the program is for. So let me give you some examples of titles that describe what the program is and who it is for. So first example, the 4-week weight loss program for menopausal women. Do you guys see how that says exactly what the program is? It's 4 weeks, it's a weight loss program, and it's for menopausal women. It's so clear. Somebody would read that and they would be like, this program is for me. Another example, the 6-week transition to plant-based eating for cancer survivors. Another title example, the 4-week healthy hormones program for women with PCOS. So can you guys see how all of these program titles clearly describe who the program is for and what it will help them achieve? All right, now let's move on to step number 6, and this is where you put a price tag on your group nutrition program. So the price of your program, hot topic, this is going to depend on many factors, including your level of experience, your profession, how long the program is, and the supports included. And as entrepreneurs, you each need to kind of take a step back here to consider these factors when you put a price tag on your program. Only you can decide the price of your program, and we can't and we will not give you a magical number. We will not tell you what to charge for your program because we don't know how much time you're putting into this. We don't know about the people you're trying to attract, but what we can do to help you is give you pricing case studies. Would you guys find that helpful? If so, Ashley, I can turn it back over to you to walk us through some examples of successful group nutrition programs from some health professionals in our very own community.
Okay, I'm seeing so many yeses. I love that. We also love examples, guys. So here are some pricing case studies. So example number 1 is Melissa's Real Food Reset. So her program is 2 weeks long, and it helps women eliminate cravings and stop overeating. The program teaches women how to eat well and meal prep so that they can stop yo-yo dieting. It includes weekly meal plans, shopping lists, and unlimited email support with Melissa throughout the program, as well as weekly group video calls and access to her private Facebook group for support, accountability, and motivation. So Melissa charges $99 to participate in this 2-week program. And we love this program because it is super approachable. It's only 2 weeks long, which is totally doable, and only $99 to join. She launches it a few times a year during the super busy seasons. Okay, another example. So let's talk about Eva's 8-week hormonal and weight loss reset program. So this program is 8 weeks long, and it helps women get their energy back, lose weight, and reset their hormones. It includes a collection of high-fat, low-carb recipes and meal plans, a private Facebook group for accountability and support, a workout program, a whole webinar on supplements and guides to eating out, and intermittent fasting and low sugar cocktails. So for this 8-week program, Eva charges $499 to participate, which works out to be about $60 a week, which is more than reasonable for an 8-week program and everything that is included with this. Okay, we have one more example for you guys, and this one is a 12-week Healthy Gut, Happy You program. So this is run by Anna, and this program is obviously 12 weeks long. It starts out with a 7-day happy gut-friendly detox. She gives them meal plans, recipes, and a grocery list. And participants get access to a private Facebook group and one-on-one coaching. So it includes that one-on-one coaching. The price tag on this one is $2,100. And I know that we advised against running a group program this long, but we wanted to share this example because it's interesting how Anna is running a group program, but it includes a one-on-one component. This is becoming really like popular and trendy in the industry right now to combine that group setting with personalized nutrition. So we just wanted to make sure we included an example like this. Also, you notice the price tag on this reflects that. So she's charging quite a bit more than the exclusively group programs we already talked about.
Okay, so did you guys find those examples helpful? After hearing all of this, what are you thinking about charging for your group nutrition program? Let us know in the chat box, guys. Please don't be shy. If you have a number that's floating around in your head, just throw it out there, say how long your program is and what you're thinking of charging. I hope this gave you some inspiration and kind of some guidance. But like I said, pricing is so personal, guys. So don't feel like you're going to get it wrong. Don't let the fear of pricing your program stop you from taking action on this. Okay, awesome. I see a lot of you guys putting in prices in the chat box. I'm glad you're feeling confident to do that. That is amazing. So on to step number 7, create and commit to a timeline for your group program launch, which if you remember, we've kind of already done this step for you. So here's a reminder of the suggested timeline that I already went over with you guys. So we've outlined it this way to give you plenty of time to attract and nourish so that when you launch your group nutrition program, you're going to have no trouble converting your audience into paying clients. So it is our wish. We would really love for you guys to commit and stick to this timeline so we can all work through this together. So I do understand some of you guys will have other things going on. You might have to spend 2 weeks on one of these steps or longer, but I'd love to know in the chat box how many of you guys plan to commit to this 6-week timeline that we've laid out for you and launch your program this way. Let us know. Then on to step number 8, last but not least, we want you to set a goal for the number of people you want to have to register for your group nutrition program. So instead of plucking a number out of thin air, consider working backwards. Think about how much money you would like to generate from this program. So here's an example. If you want to generate $5,000 from this group nutrition program and you have set your price at $200 per person, then you would need to attract 25 participants to hit your goal of 5,000. Does that make sense, guys? If you charged, say, $100 to participate, you would need 50 signups to hit your goal of $5,000. So we do want to encourage you to set a lofty goal, so you have to work hard for it. But with that being said, we also want you to be realistic about where you're at with your business when setting this goal. Like if you're just starting out and you have no list or no audience and you just graduated, let's be realistic here, because we don't want anybody to feel down either. So if you work out the numbers and feel like you look at that number and you're like, there's no way I can attract that many people to sign up, then what you need to do is either adjust the price of your program so that you're charging more, so that way you don't need to attract as many people, or you can reevaluate your goal of how much that you think you can realistically earn from this program. But again, don't be afraid to set a lofty goal for this and work hard for it. That is why we're calling this a challenge, because it should be challenging. Okay, so that's it. Here are the 8 steps we just went over, sorting out the details of your group nutrition program. Once you go through this process, you will have a clear idea of who your ideal client is, the problem your program will solve for them, the length of it, what it includes, the title, the price, the timeline, and of course, your sign-up goal. So now that you have a clear picture of where you are going, we can start the attract, nourish, and convert strategy. So with that being said, let's move on to part 2 of today's class, which is attract. So this week, we're going to walk you through how to create a lead magnet that will attract your ideal client so you can start building an email list full of people who need what you offer. Again, we're going to break things down step by step so it's easy for you to follow, and we'll show you how you can create the lead magnet in that Clean Life really easily. So first step, guys, define the problem your lead magnet will solve for your ideal client and decide if that problem will be solved by offering a meal plan or a recipe book. So maybe you're wondering why are you guys suggesting we create either a meal plan or a recipe book? Well, we have found 5 days is the perfect length of time. So that's why we say create either a 5-day meal plan or a recipe book. 5 days is also approachable and reasonable for a lot of people. It also makes it perfect for you to then use to run a free challenge with, which is what we're covering next week. So if you want people to download your lead magnet, it has to offer a solution to a problem or a pain they are experiencing. So the good news is that you guys have already done the work in part 1 of this class, defining your ideal client and their pain points. You know the problem that your group nutrition program is going to solve. So now we want you to take this problem and create either a plan or a recipe book that will act as your lead magnet. Then step 2 is decide whether you will solve this problem, like I said, through a 5-day meal plan or a recipe book. And then we want you to give it a title. Oops, I went too fast there, guys, sorry. And then on to step 3, and that is to create your lead magnet using that Clean Life. So you guys know the title, the problem it's trying to solve. So now you're ready to create. Ashley's going to take you right into that Clean Life now and show you how to easily create this lead magnet.
Yes. Okay, give me a second while I fire up my screen share here. And Abigail, can you confirm that you can see this okay?
Yep, it looks good.
Okay, perfect. So for those of you guys who are new to that Clean Life, either you just signed up or you haven't yet, welcome. I'm going to walk you through how you can easily create a lead magnet, honestly, after today's class. So it doesn't take very long, and I want you to commit to getting this done ASAP. Obviously, it's a big part of this challenge. So when you first log in, when you first get signed up, you're actually going to go through our setup wizard. And since we have so many new friends here today, I want to walk you guys through this really quickly. So during the setup wizard, you are going to upload your business logo. You're going to add your company name, your email address, and website. And you can also select a theme color. It actually automatically pulls one out from your logo, so you can just select that one. And then you're going to move on to the next step, which is setting up your account preferences. So here is where you can set up your units of measure. We have 3 different options. So US, for those of you guys who are in the US, it uses cups, tablespoons, pounds, and ounces. We've got metric for those of you guys who are in the UK and scale everything. So everything there is kilos, grams, mLs, liters. And then we've got a hybrid system. So if you are in Canada or Australia and you like using cups and tablespoons, but prefer grams and kilos over pounds and ounces, you can use that one. And then you will select your theme. I won't take you through all of these, but if you click on the little question mark, you can get examples of each. I'm going to be showing you examples using the modern theme today. And you can also select which nutrients you see in your planner. And if you show your clients the nutrition information, they will see these nutrients as well. So if you talk a lot about magnesium in your practice, for example, you'll want to make sure that those are selected, and you could select all of them if you wanted to. Okay, so that's the important stuff. We've also got video tutorials and other awesome stuff that we highly recommend you check out if you're just getting started, but I won't go through all of that today. But all of that information is saved. So everything we do now is automatically going to be branded with your logo and business information. Okay, so I am going to take you into our recipe database now. So here at That Clean Life, we've got a massive and ever-growing database of recipes created by our team of recipe developers here. And we add new recipes every single week. So every time you log in, you will see the new recipes at the top. They get added at the beginning of the week. So you'll always see the newest recipes first. You can see we have almost 2,000 recipes today, 1,965. And we make it really easy to be able to find exactly what you are looking for. So I'm going to be creating a lead magnet full of high iron recipes because let's say my ideal client is a vegan who has anemia. So I'm going to use these filters over here. Click on that. And there's tons of ways that you can filter recipes and find exactly what you are looking for. You can search for recipes based on how long they take. So if your lead magnet is for somebody who's really busy, maybe like a busy mom or a busy professional who has no time, you can search for 20-minute recipes, 30-minute recipes, quick and easy kind of things. You can also search based on number of ingredients, 5 ingredients or less type of meals. Again, really helpful for those super busy client profiles. You can also search based on tags. So we tag all of our recipes here at That Clean Life, and tags are for everything from meal type, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, snacks, to dietary restrictions, like gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free, special diets even, like elimination diets, low histamine, low FODMAP diets. If there's a specific protein that you're using, you want chicken recipes, beef recipes, so many different ways to search based on tags, and that will hopefully save you a lot of time. But if there's anything not included in our tags, you can also search based on ingredients that you specifically want included or excluded. So if you're looking for recipes that contain tempeh, for example, or if you're looking for recipes that do not contain paprika. So in this case, I'm actually going to search for recipes just that are vegan. I'm just looking for vegan recipes for my vegan clients. But also remember I said high iron. So there's another way to search, and that's based on nutrition. If you want to, you can apply a calorie range. So maybe you want to look for recipes that contain up to 600 calories, but no less than 450 calories. You can do that. You can do the same for any macros and vitamins and minerals as well. So in this case, I'm specifically looking at iron, and I want really high iron recipes. So I'm actually going to look for vegan recipes that contain a minimum of 5 milligrams of iron. And once I hit filter, you're going to see that these 1,965 recipes are going to be filtered, and I'm only going to be showing the vegan recipes that have 5+ milligrams of iron. So I've got 125 recipes to choose from. Now, when you open up a recipe, you can obviously first and foremost see a bright, beautiful food photo. All of our recipes have photos to go with them because this is what gets your clients excited to actually try the recipes. You'll also see how long it takes and the number of ingredients. I'm going to scroll down. You can see what those ingredients are. You can see the directions, so how to prepare the recipe. And then you've got some other options, so you can see the nutrition information. I'm going to scroll down and take a look. I see that this has 7 milligrams of iron, which is awesome. I also see that it's got a solid amount of vitamin C, which is, as you know, perfect for a high iron recipe. And you can see any notes as well that are included with the recipe. So if you wanted to make any changes to this recipe, you can absolutely do that. You're never stuck with, what the recipe as it's been developed. So let's say we wanted to make this recipe even higher in iron. I am going to make a copy And you can modify any of the ingredients. If you wanted to switch, maybe your client can't have oats, you could switch to quinoa flakes or something like that. I am going to add a little bit of sweetener here to this recipe in the form of blackstrap molasses. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of it. And if you keep an eye on the right-hand side here, you'll see we just boosted up that iron from 7 milligrams to 11 milligrams, which is a solid increase. So you can make changes like that. Any changes you make, you will automatically see reflected in the nutrition information. This updates in real time, which is super, super helpful. So I'm going to save that recipe and I am going to add it to a collection. So for the first example, I'm going to show you guys how to create a recipe book for your lead magnet. Okay, so let's say we've got this recipe. We're going to add it to our collection. I've already started a collection called 5 iron boosting recipes for vegans with anemia. So I'm going to add that in there. Now you just get to pick other recipes, which is honestly the most fun. So just think about your ideal client, really, like, who is this person? What recipes are they going to love? What's going to get them excited? And this is the fun part of the process where you get to add things into your collection. So I'm going to add that chili lime tempeh bowls. If you want to, again, open up a recipe, take a look at what it contains, double check the nutrition, make any changes, you can absolutely do that. You can add it to the collection from inside the recipe itself. It's kind of fun and helpful. You can add it to the collection from either the gallery or within the recipe itself. So you don't have to open every recipe. Once you've set the criteria, you know it contains exactly what you wanted it to contain. So you can just add those into the collections from right here. This is why we say it really doesn't have to take a long time to create your lead magnet, guys. Okay, so let's say I've selected 5 recipes. I'm going to hop over to my collection. You can see all of the recipes that I've added. I don't know why this is taking a second to load for me. Okay, I just hit refresh to see if that helps. Running Zoom on my screen share really slows down my machine, guys. So bear with me for a second. Okay, we can do this even if that doesn't load. So I'm going to export my collection of recipes. So I've got my high iron vegan recipes. And for this, I'm actually going to include the nutrition information because I'm specifically showing people that the recipes are high in iron. So I want them to see those nutrients. If you don't want them to see the nutrients, you don't have to select that. So as you saw, by default, it's not included. And then I'm going to select a cover page and I'm going to add an introduction. So we have snippets here in that Clean Life. I've actually saved in advance what I want to include for this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply that. And let me show you how this looks on the client side. So once you've exported the recipe book, you've got the 5 iron boosting recipes for vegans with anemia. You've got the cover page. Everything is branded with the logo and business information that you uploaded when you set up your account. And let's talk for a second about lead magnet introductions, because this is a huge, huge thing that really makes or breaks your lead magnet. So I want you to stay with me here, pay attention. Here's just one example. So here's what I wrote for my 5 iron boosting recipes for vegans with anemia. I'm saying, thank you so much for downloading these 5 iron boosting recipes for vegans with anemia. I know what it's like to struggle with anemia and all the fatigue, brain fog, hair loss, and muscle weakness that comes along with it. Not fun. Maybe your friends, family members, and even doctors have blamed your vegan diet. Maybe you've started questioning if your ethics are getting in the way of your health. Good news, it is possible to meet your iron needs and feel amazing on a 100% vegan diet. You just need the right plan and the right support. That's where I come in. My name is Wendy, and I'm a plant-based nutritionist. I help vegans identify the missing nutrients in their diets and teach them how to get balanced nutrition without animal products. This recipe book will get you started with 5 vegan meal ideas that are high in iron and complementary nutrients like vitamin C, which will help you boost your iron levels. Do you want me to review your current diet and help you make a plan to increase iron levels quickly and naturally? Book a consultation with me here, and it links to my appointment booking page with Love and Plants, Wendy, the plant-based nutritionist. So a couple points here, guys. Take some notes because there's some things you don't want to miss in your lead magnet. You always want to include something about them, something relatable at the beginning to get them kind of drawn in, feeling like, oh my gosh, that's me. Oh my gosh, this person totally understands me. And you want to let them know why this is relevant to them, how it is going to help them. And do not forget to introduce yourself. Let them know why you created this resource for them, why you are the expert in this area, and finish it off with some kind of call to action. So don't leave them hanging to figure out where to go next. Give them a link to your free Facebook group or your discovery call booking or an appointment booking or whatever it is that you want them to do next, okay? And then it gets straight into the recipes. So you can see all of the high iron recipes that I selected along with the number of milligrams of iron for each recipe. Okay, so we have a little bit of time, guys. I'm going to take you through another quick example. So let's say we are looking at these high iron recipes. So we're looking for vegan recipes, and we are looking for only the recipes that contain at least 5 milligrams of iron. And this time we're going to create a meal plan. So we recommended a 5-day meal plan. I'm gonna quickly show you guys how to create a 3-day meal plan just to keep time down, and how I would create this, again, within the context of high iron plant-based recipes. So I've started a meal plan in my planner that is called the 3-day iron boosting meal plan for vegans with anemia. And I've added recipes that are from that list of high iron recipes that are vegan, okay? So I've used leftovers. As you can see, the strawberry tahini overnight oats, these are the same recipes that I used in my recipe book. So it's totally your call. It's whatever you think is gonna resonate most with your ideal client. And I selected 3 servings for breakfast on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Tuesday and Wednesday are leftovers. So easy. So it's just a meal prep breakfast kind of situation. You can also see up at the top here that the nutrition is showing me what they're getting for the day. So I can see what they're getting in terms of calories, macros. If I scroll down, I can keep tabs on the amount of iron that they're getting per day as well, which is the focus of this one. So for this specific lead magnet, I'm doing it as breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then 1 snack. So I've included lunch recipes, again, using cook once, eat twice, because that works well for most people. You can see they've got a meal prep lunch for Monday and Tuesday, and then Wednesday lunch is leftovers from dinner the night before. And then every day I included a different snack just to kind of show them the variety of what is possible. And when it comes time to export this, I'm going to follow the same kind of process. I'm going to hit export. I'm going to include the nutrition information again, select a cover page, maybe the dip recipe. And then I've, again, used pretty much the same introduction, but I made a couple of tweaks. So let me show you guys how this one looks. So same kind of vibe. It's a 3-day iron boosting meal plan this time for vegans with anemia, all branded with your business information. I just made some tweaks to the copy that refer to a meal plan instead of a recipe book. But again, hitting on those key points of letting them know that you understand their issues, letting them know that you're the expert, and giving them a call to action of how to take the next step in terms of becoming a client. And then this time you can see I've got a little mini meal plan, 3 days, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks. As you can see, compared to the planner where I've left snack 1 and snack 2 empty, when it's exported, those just aren't included. So I think this format looks really great with breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack idea that they can have whenever. Nutrition information is included so they can see what they're getting every day. This one also automatically generates a shopping list because it is a meal plan format. So as you saw, I didn't have to do anything in order to make sure that these numbers are accurate. This is automatically calculated, and then it gets straight into the recipes, always with the beautiful photo kind of front and center so they get excited about it, and then the ingredients and directions. So that's how easy it is to create lead magnets using that Clean Life, guys. Whether you are doing a recipe book or a mini meal plan, this shouldn't take you longer than realistically 60 minutes. It took me very, very little time to put this together, as you saw. So make sure that you are penciling in time this week to get this done. And obviously using that Clean Life makes it super simple. Before I close out my screen share, is there anything, Abigail, that came up that you think I should go over quickly?
Yeah, actually, one thing real quick. Can you do an export and show how to add a link? Because a lot of people were interested in how to add a link into their brief. So if you could just show that.
Totally. Okay, so yes, I had already written this before I showed you guys. So as you can see here, there's the underline. This is a link. So let's say I'm going to delete that and show you guys exactly how I did it. So you write your text and then just highlight the text that you want to be a link. Click on the little link button up in the top formatting options, and then add your link. Important, you have to add HTTP before you type your website in order for it to actually be a link. But if you don't do that, don't worry, because you'll get an error message, so it won't let you mess this up. And then just click on link and boom, you've got your link.
Awesome. Okay, I see a lot of other questions coming in. We are going to hop back into finishing all about lead magnets, so we don't lose you guys on that. We want to finish the lesson. But if you guys could do me a favor, there's a little button at the bottom of Zoom and it says Q&A. Can you pop your questions that we haven't answered yet into the Q&A box? That way, when we're done the lesson, we can switch back into there and easily find your questions. So put your questions into the Q&A box. And I'm going to start out my screen share again. All right, how does that look from your end, Ash?
Looking good.
Okay, so your lead magnet has now been exported from that Clean Life, as Ashley showed you, and it's all ready for your ideal clients. So the next step here is to create a landing page or some sort of way for people to get their hands on this resource in exchange for their email address, right? So there are a few ways you can get your lead magnet ready for download. So you could use a landing page creator like ConvertKit landing pages or MailChimp landing pages. Type either of those things into Google, you'll find them. These are great as if you use MailChimp or if you use ConvertKit to send email or build your email list, they give you a feature that allows you to create a landing page that will automatically add people's email addresses to your list when they sign up. So those are two options. Now, another way is you may use a website like WordPress or Squarespace where you can install plugins that can help you get your lead magnet available for download. So say you use WordPress, there might be a plugin called Opt-in Monster that you can use. Now, step number 5 is to set a goal for how many downloads you would like to attract and the period over which you will promote your lead magnet. So remember your timeline, guys. Let's go back to that real quick. So this is the week where you're going to create and launch your lead magnet. And next week will be the week you use to really promote it and get as many signups as possible. So tell me, open up that chat box and let me know how many signups for your lead magnet do you think you can attract in 1 week? When you're setting this goal, we want you to go back to your goal for signups for your group nutrition program. What we recommend you do is multiply the goal for your group program by 4 to get a goal for the number of leads. So for example, if your goal is to get 25 signups for your paid group nutrition program, your goal would be to get at least 100 downloads on your lead magnet. So the reason why we suggest making it bigger is because not all of your leads are going to convert into paying participants of your group nutrition program, right? So you want to ensure you have a good size list built up to market your group program to. Does that make sense? And then step number 6, we want you to create a promotion schedule for your lead magnet. So friends, it's not enough to create a really great lead magnet and just hope people stumble upon it and will download it. No, you need to promote the crap out of this lead magnet so that people know it exists. There are so many ways you can promote your lead magnet. And please don't come to us and say, nobody's downloading my lead magnet. If you haven't done anything to promote it, you need to get out there. You need to put it in front of people. You can do this through blog posts. So write a blog post related to the topic of your group program and then add a link. Be like, hey, if you love this post, you'll love my free recipe book. And then once you've written blog posts, you can promote those blog posts across social media, and so that people know that they can get to it. You can promote your lead magnet on your social media channels. Tell people about why you created this resource and how they can download it. Take a picture of one of the recipes, or take a picture of yourself preparing one of the recipes and upload it with a caption about your lead magnet and a link to download it. Like you could be in the kitchen and be like, oh, I'm making this awesome flourless chocolate cake. If you want this recipe, click the link in my bio and download my free recipe book. It's that easy. You can also add a link to download your lead magnet to your email signature so that every time you send or respond to an email, it lets that person know about your free offering, and then they have the chance to opt in to your email list to keep hearing from you. You can promote your lead magnet across different pages of your website, or you can also host a Facebook or Instagram Live related to your lead magnet. So for example, if your lead magnet is a snack recipe book for PCOS, you could host a Facebook Live talking about 5 great snacks for PCOS with a link to download your lead magnet to get the recipes. So now that you have an idea of how you can promote your lead magnet, there's so many ways. I want you to create a lead magnet promotion calendar. So we want you to have something scheduled every single day that will really help you promote your lead magnet. So here's an example of what your promotion calendar could look like. Monday, you add the link to download your lead magnet to your email signature and your website. On Tuesday and Sunday, you're going to share a photo of yourself making one of the recipes from your lead magnet and talk about the recipe and share a link to download your lead magnet. Wednesday, you're going to publish a blog post related to the topic of your lead magnet with links throughout that blog post to download the lead magnet, and then you're going to share this blog post on your social media channels. Thursday, you're going to host a Facebook Live related to the topic of your lead magnet and encourage watchers to download your lead magnet by sharing the link at the start, beginning, and end of your Facebook Live. Then Friday and Saturday, you can make a recipe from your lead magnet and take a picture of it. Talk about the recipe and share a link to download your lead magnet. So every time you promote your lead magnet, you will get more and more people to download it. I know it might seem like a lot, but remember, not everybody is going to see every post you make. So you need to talk about your lead magnet a lot. And sometimes you need to remind people a few times to download it because they might not take action the first time, but they might still really want it. So don't worry about being annoying. It's a free resource. You are providing them value for free. So don't be afraid to promote that. Also, we just have to put this out there. Do not promote your lead magnet to your email list. And here's the reason why. The people on your email list are already on your email list, right? The point of your lead magnet is to grow your email list. So focus on bringing those who follow you on social media or those who follow you out in your community onto your email list. Okay, back to you, Ashley.
Okay, guys, so that's it. That's today's class. And now it is time to get to work and let's talk about homework. So you've got 2 items for your homework this week. Number 1 is to complete the lead magnet worksheet that we emailed you before this class. Most of you guys said that you got it and have it open, so get that completed. And then the second item for your homework this week is to create your lead magnet on that Clean Life and export it as a PDF. So both of these items are what you need to submit to us for your homework, and you can send those to coach@thatcleanlife.com. Your homework is due on Monday, October 5th by 5 p.m. Eastern time. So you absolutely have to have it finished and submitted before then in order for us to review that and provide any feedback for you, okay? Next week, we are going to be announcing the 3 stars of week 1. We are so excited about this, guys, and we want to celebrate all of your hard work, so make sure you're putting that in. We award the 3 stars based on participation in the weekly trainings, creativity, and quality of your homework submission. So we look at every single homework submission, and we can't wait to shout out some of you guys for that work next week. So make sure that you get to it. Remember, you have to do your homework. It's not that we want to be super, super hard on you guys, but this is a challenge and we want to make sure you're getting the most out of it. This is how you're going to stay on track and this is how you're going to succeed. So the homework is absolutely due on Monday, October 5th by 5 p.m. Do not send us an email asking for an extension. Do not send us an email about your personal emergency that came up. We just don't have the time to be able to respond to those while we're also grading homework assignments. So if we don't see your homework assignment roll in, we'll be bummed, but there's nothing else that we're going to be able to do about that. So if you have any other questions about your homework, email us before the due date, coach@thatcleanlife.com. We are standing by. We're here to help. You are not in this alone, and we love being able to answer your questions and help you do a better job. So that is all for week 1 of the Attract, Nourish, and Convert Challenge. We are going to see you guys back here next week, same time, same place for week 2. And before we close out, are we doing a Q&A, Abby?
Yeah, let's do it. There's lots of questions in the Q&A box. So let's hop over to that Q&A box. Guys, we see you talking in the chat, which is awesome. Keep talking in the chat. But if you have any questions for Ashley and I, please pop those into the Q&A box. Questions only. Do not put comments in there, just questions. And Ashley and I can pump out as many answers to your questions as we can now. Remember, we want your questions related to the topic of this week's class as well. So if it's related to That Clean Life, or if you need tech support or anything like that, just email us at support@thatcleanlife.com. So first question is from Jill. So Jill says, I'm concerned about launching a group program right before the holidays. Has it been your experience that individuals still sign up for programs during the holidays? I love this question, Jill. Yes, absolutely. People still sign up for programs around the holidays. So I know Thanksgiving is towards the end of November in the United States. It's earlier in Canada. It's the second week of October. So we are getting into the holiday season by early November, but I have seen so many health professionals crush it with programs around the holidays, specifically a lot of programs around holiday accountability. So staying on track for the holidays, flying off the rails with your diet, staying on track with your health goals, helping people through what can be a really challenging and stressful time during the holidays. You can be there for people. It's actually a really good opportunity. So don't shy away from launching a program around the holidays. Ashley, what's your experience with that?
Same. So my first ever group program was actually launched in November, and I had great success. I did run it again in January with more signups. I'm really happy I did it that way because running the November round was a little bit smaller. So, you get out all of your first time awkward mistakes that we all make. So it's a little bit lower pressure. And then it's also proof of concept, and you get a little bit more confidence to be able to launch it again during that super busy kind of start of the year time as well. Okay, so next question is from Alice, and she was asking about shopping lists. So she wanted to know if we get shopping lists for the recipe book as well. So recipe books are different than meal plans in that it's not telling them when to eat or how many servings or anything like that. So no, they do not include a shopping list. If you want a shopping list, you are going to have to put in that information in a meal plan format. And if you're confused still about the difference between a recipe book and a meal plan, shoot us a note at support@thatcleanlife.com and we can clarify that for you.
Okay. So Sandra's asking, is there any other information that can be added to the meal plan or recipe books? So the brief area is going to be your best friend to add any information that you want them to know, in terms of like what Ashley showed you, any links to anything else you want to promote or any other information. And then you also, when you modify a recipe, keep in mind you can also add notes to recipes. So Sandra, I'm not sure, maybe you want to let us know what specific information you're looking to add to the meal plans or recipe book, and I can kind of direct you better that way.
Great question from Deborah. Can you add additional pages to your lead magnet from That Clean Life on other subjects? Yes, you absolutely can. So if your lead magnet is like a low FODMAP recipe book for people with IBS, you can include your PDF handout on which foods are high FODMAP and which foods are low FODMAP in there if you want to. You just have to merge those together outside of that Clean Life.
Yamira is asking the difference between a meal plan and a recipe book. So a meal plan outlines what somebody's going to eat. It is a plan. It has Monday to Friday, Monday to Sunday, whatever you want to do. It outlines as many meals as you want, whether that's breakfast, lunch, dinner, and some snacks. And it gives people what they're going to eat on a daily basis. A recipe book, on the other hand, is just the recipes. So meal plan comes with a meal plan, grocery list, and recipes. A recipe book is just recipes. Hopefully that helps.
Question from Kira. When is the best time to give out the meal plan in regards to grocery shopping? I'd like to give them time to shop. So this question is not relevant to a lead magnet, guys, because your lead magnet is evergreen. It is always up there. And as soon as they input their email, it will automatically be downloaded. So you don't need to worry about that. You get your lead magnet up and running, and then people can download it. They can do their shopping. They can follow that plan whenever works for them.
I see Jilly's asking, sometimes the nutritional info spills over onto a second page, mostly blank page, and it looks odd. Is there a way to avoid this? Yes, so in your account settings, or sorry, your profile, you can select the nutrition information you want to display to your client. If your nutrition information is going on to 2 pages, it likely means that you've checked off a lot of nutrients. And guys, your clients honestly probably don't care about this many nutrients, and it might even be overwhelming to them if they don't need that information. So I would recommend going into your profile, only selecting the nutrients that are relevant to your client, if any, and including those. The other option, guys, just so you know, is you don't need to include any nutrition information on your plan. So for those of you guys working with people who have eating disorders or any other conditions that they don't need to know the nutrition information, or it's not helpful, before you export your program, there's a little tab that says nutrition, and you can just uncheck that and we won't include any of it. So whether you want to condense it and only show certain nutrients or remove it altogether, both of those are an option.
Awesome. So question from Kate. For the lead magnet, I'm thinking of offering a breakfast recipe collection instead of a meal plan. How many would you recommend for one targeted meal? I feel like 5 to 8 recipes is a really good place to hang out for a free lead magnet. I don't think you need to give more than that. So minimum of 5, maximum of 8. What do you think, Abigail? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And you don't want to give away everything you've got with your lead magnet either. Just give them high quality recipes that really, are valuable to them. And you don't need to give away many. Save that stuff for your group program. Mm-hmm. Charlene is asking, in a lead magnet, should it be the same meal plan for everyone or customized per person? Okay, good question, Charlene. So a lead magnet is one size fits all resource for people. You do not customize a lead magnet. If people need customized resources, that is when you refer them to your one-on-one services. So whether you're creating a lead magnet, a free challenge, or a group program, you should not be doing any customization. These are lower costs or free things that you're giving out. And then if people need a higher level of customization, like I said, they go to your one-on-one services where you can offer that, where you can do assessments and really get to know them and then create them resources specific to their needs.
A question from Deborah, can the initial brief run over 2 pages? Yes, it absolutely can. You can type as much in there as you want to. I've definitely created briefs that were like 5 to 10 pages long. You can write entire protocols in there for your clients if you want to. So there is no limit to the amount of information that you guys can include there.
Catriona is asking, what's the best way to use meal plans when everyone has different energy needs, as mine are active women in training? So you might not want to do a meal plan in that case. If your clients have very specific energy needs, you might want to create them just a recipe book where they can take those recipes and use them to meet their needs. And then in terms of a program, you might want to offer a high-end one-on-one program where you're working with people on an individual basis in that kind of case. So that kind of goes back to the question about creating customized resources. Totally different service, guys, than creating lead magnets, free challenges, and group programs. And you might want to offer both.
A question from Mona about, does it matter how long time we give ourselves and the people who signed up between the time we do the free lives and when we launch? I think you mean how long between launching your lead magnet and your meal plan or your group challenge, Mona. And that is exactly what we're going to be covering in this challenge. So don't worry about it. Just get your homework done for this week and then come back next week. And you can always reference that timeline that we gave you at the start of the class as well.
Tina is asking, are lead magnets best used on Instagram? Yes, you can use lead magnets on Instagram. The goal would be to take those who follow you on Instagram and get them onto your email address, but they're also great on Facebook as well. Basically any social media channel where you want to convert your audience into email subscribers.
Perfect. So next question is from Ella. Oh, it just disappeared on me. Oh,
sorry, that was me.
No worries. I know we keep doing this. Okay, so she's asking, is there any way to link the shopping list to like a grocery delivery service like Instacart or Amazon or anything like that? And there's no way to do this from within that Clean Life. We've got members all over the world, so trying to integrate with all the different grocery delivery platforms to make sure that you guys can all access that feature is just something we are not able to offer right now. But you can absolutely give your clients the link to, you know, Instacart or whatever. They're getting that shopping list already written out for them. So literally all they have to do is go on and order the groceries.
Lorraine is asking, is it possible to add additional pages to the plan that include other info? So yeah, if you want to add additional pages, if there's like more resources you want to add into your lead magnet, you can do that. You can merge different PDFs together. I will say though, with that, be careful that your lead magnet isn't providing too much information because you don't want it to be overwhelming, right? The goal of your lead magnet should be that it's something quick and valuable for your ideal client to consume. It shouldn't be something that they open and are like, oh, this is way too much, and they close. How many of you guys, let me know in the chat, have downloaded lead magnets like that in the past that you don't do anything with? It's happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to a lot of you guys. So make sure that it's easy for you guys to, or easy for your ideal clients to get the answers out of your lead magnet. Don't make it too complicated. Like in my opinion, a meal plan with the grocery list and recipes and a well-written brief is more than enough.
Question from Linda. If you have a small list, are you buying ads for your landing page? If yes, where? If no, how are you attracting people to your challenge or course? So with your lead magnet, guys, you do not have to pay for ads in order to get downloads. You can share this on your, like we mentioned, your personal social media. So we have a great case study with one of our members who promoted her lead magnet mostly to friends and family at the beginning, and word kind of got out. So share it on your personal Facebook page. If you have an Instagram page, really do not underestimate the power of that, like getting on stories, making a recipe, telling people they can download the recipe at the link in your bio. And you can totally start out with all that free kind of stuff. Even if your list is small, like Abigail highlighted earlier, you are not promoting your lead magnet to your existing list. You're using your lead magnet to grow your list, right? So this should be a free strategy to grow your email list.
Awesome. Okay, I'm just reading one and it's a bit longer, so I'm trying to pull out the question. Guys, we're not in the chat box anymore, just so you know. So come over to the Q&A box and put your questions in there. And the more simple you can make your questions, the more easier we can answer them. Okay, I'm going to skip that one because I don't know what the question is. Okay, bear with me, guys, here. I see. There's a ton of questions. Sorry about my delay. We already answered that about how many recipes to put in. Okay, Vanessa's asking, how do you create a recipe book versus a meal plan? So within that Clean Life, if you want to create a meal plan, you'll do that from the planner. And I saw this question come up a lot during Ashley's demo. You can also use the planner to create a recipe book. And it's just a matter of when you export the plan, you just deselect the plan so that it doesn't include the plan. And that way it will still include a grocery list. If you just want to create a basic recipe book, no grocery list or anything like that, you can do so using collections.
A question about the homework from Ella. She's saying, how do you edit the homework? It is in PDF form. So you should be able to open up that PDF. It's a fillable PDF. You can type in the blanks. If for some reason that is not an option for you, maybe your computer just doesn't allow you to open fillable PDFs or anything like that, what you can do is copy and paste the questions into a Word document with your answers, and then send us that document with the questions and the answers in a Word format.
Okay. So there is some confusion. I see a few questions about this, about like the process. So Paul is asking, so this will essentially lead to a free challenge, then paid group, correct? That is absolutely correct, Paula. So the process is, first you attract your ideal clients using the lead magnet. Then you're going to nourish them using a free challenge, which we're going to go over next week. And then once you've nourished your leads, you're going to announce your paid group program. And the reason why we go through this process is basically we're playing the long game here, guys. We don't believe that you can just graduate and launch a paid program. You're gonna have to put in some time providing some free value and helping people get to know, like, and trust you. And then I can tell you firsthand, they're gonna be so much more likely to buy from you.
A question from Steph, is a 5-day meal plan as a lead magnet a reasonable lead-in to a 7-day free challenge, or should the free challenge be longer? Kate, this is an awesome question, and we're actually going to talk a lot about this next week, so I won't spend too much time on it. But yes, it's absolutely still perfect. You could even take your 5-day meal plan and use the 5-day meal plan to run your 5-day challenge, because the difference with the challenge is that they're getting the community support, and a lot of people download stuff and then never take action on it. This is actually really common, and a big part of what we're going to be talking about next week is how to take the people who downloaded your lead magnet and get them moving on it so they can actually experience your services. So don't worry too much about that stuff, and definitely make sure you tune in next week.
Mary Julia is asking, are there specific days of the week and times you found are best for group coaching or calls? So our community is health professionals. You guys are all health professionals. We usually run our group coaching and trainings on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. We found that is best for people. Ashley, what's your experience with clients, and like, is there any day you found best for them, or does it really depend on kind of the group of people?
Yeah, still Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but definitely more like 7:30 p.m. Completely different time for clients. They usually want to like hunker down after dinner's done and their kids are in bed or whatever. So middle of the day is usually not ideal, guys. We're doing this for you, but don't turn around and do this for your clients. It won't necessarily translate.
Yeah, it is not the same audience. Somebody's asking if we're going to be sending out a recording of this. And yes, we'll, after every class for the next 3 weeks, we'll send out a recording. We always do of our webinars.
Kira, will you offer feedback on the title of the free challenge? Yes, as long as you are doing your homework and as long as you are a member of that Clean Life, we will be offering you feedback on every aspect of what you're creating, stuff you have questions about, and stuff you might not have even realized that we noticed about your homework as well.
Next question is, can we use our own recipes and pictures and input them into the program? Yes. So in that Clean Life, you have access to your own personal recipe box. So you can absolutely add your own recipes in there and even upload photos to go with them.
A question from Jilly, and I think everyone here can relate to this one. My concern with going live is not having many people show up, and then it looks like the program or lead magnet is worthless. So I think we've all been there. That like imposter syndrome is totally real, Jilly. But a couple things to keep in mind. First of all, you don't have to go live. You can always, like we mentioned, if you're promoting your lead magnet, use an Instagram story or something like that. Another thing is just because people aren't tuning in live doesn't mean they won't watch the replay. We're streaming on Facebook right now, and most of the views that we're going to get are going to come after we are live and later on, because that content is going to live there forever. So don't let that stop you from going live, because it could still have a huge impact. And, you know, even if only a few people show up, your work is absolutely not worthless.
Yeah, going live is hard, like when you first get started, but the more you do it, the easier it gets, the more your audience will grow. Like Ashley and I started doing webinars for you guys probably like 3 years ago. And when we started doing our webinars, like nobody would come out. And now we get tons of you guys coming out, and we've gotten better at them over time. And that's what it's all about, is just practicing and getting better and honestly just getting started. So if you haven't, you know, toyed around with Facebook Live or Instagram Live, and it's been something that you're thinking about, and that's where your audience is, please go for it, because there's nothing like getting out in front of your audience. Our most successful members are those who put themselves out there like that. Okay, guys, I see we have a lot more questions rolling in. I'm sorry we cannot get to all of them. We have over 30 we still haven't answered, and we're out of time today. Thank you for these questions. If we didn't get to yours and it's related to That Clean Life or the content today, please feel free to send us a note to support@thatcleanlife.com. And we're happy to answer your questions there. We're always here for you. Just because we didn't get to your question in this training today doesn't mean that we can't answer it. So just send us an email anytime. Remember, guys, your week number 1 homework assignment is up on the screen now. We want you to complete that worksheet that we sent you. We'll be sending it again after this, so you'll have received it a total of 3 times. We also want you to log on to That Clean Life, create your lead magnet, and export that as a PDF. Then we want you to send both of these things. They're both going to be PDFs to coach@thatcleanlife.com. And you must submit this by Monday, October 5th before 5 p.m. Eastern time. Again, guys, don't send us incomplete assignments. Don't send us excuses. Don't send us an ask for us to extend the deadline. It won't happen. We won't respond. We're going to be too busy creating homework assignments and providing feedback to those people who finish it and complete it. So thanks for your cooperation with that. And let's end week number 1 there for today, because you guys have a lot of work to do. I hope you learned a lot from this class. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.